Hello and welcome to 2025, even though I am a month late. But without without dwelling on that too much, we are going to get into the video, which is about a RTT that I went to last weekend, which I was using the new Reaper's Wager Harlequin detachment. This is to go alongside my idea of a drukhari Gwyn list, which now that this detachment is a thing, that is obviously a lot easier to do now, and I don't have to rely on trying to do an Eldari list with Yannari characters to be able to do it. I can now just use this detachment, which is great. It makes it 10 times easier, and the detachment is actually really good. The all of the stratagems are well worth the points. Like, every single one has a use, which is always great. So with that, I am now going to go into the list, and if you want to look up the stratagems, you're welcome to. They are free on the Warhammer app, or you can find them on not 3D printed, third-party websites such as Warhampedia and what's the new one everyone's using? New Recruit. You can find it all on there, so I'm not going to go through that, just going to go through what I used. So, we had a Archon with the Arch Raider enhancement. This lets a vehicle that he's in, lets you scout at 9 inches, which is really powerful, considering my Archon was in a Venom. So that's moving 9 inches, and then the Venom can move 14 after that. So this makes them incredibly quick. I had Drazar with 5 Incubi. The Archon was also with 5 Incubi. I had 10 Cabalites, which was both split in 5 into 2 Venoms. So overall I had 4 Venoms. Then I had a Kronos, 2 lots of 5 Mandrakes, 2 lots of 5 Scourgers, both with Dark Lancers, 2 lots of 2 Skyweavers that both had Haywire Cannons and Xenoglaves, a Solitaire, a Skyweaver that had 5 Troop and a Troop Master in, that's with Fusion Pistols and Harlequin Special Weapons. I then had a group of 12 Troop with a Troop Master with the Reaper's Cowl enhancement. This gives them infiltrators and stealth, which was incredibly helpful at times. I will start by saying I only actually managed to play 3 games this weekend at the RTT. So, first round, I ended up going against Thousand Suns, and it was against someone that I actually went to the event with. The second game, I went against Imperial Knights. And then for the third round, I ended up getting given the bye. So we didn't quite have enough players for the event, so I ended up without an opponent in the final round, which does suck, but they did give me a £5 voucher for their shop to make up for it. So I can't complain too much. Also, in case you're wondering, this is turn 1, and you may wonder why I've got a Venom up in their deployment zone for no reason. The reason for that is there was an ongoing prize, almost more like a consolation prize, for the person whose warlord died first. So we arrived late for the event because we are like 2 hours away from the event. So just due to traffic, needing to stop for petrol, we were a bit late for the event by like 10 minutes or so. But when we got there, we were against each other anyway, so we set up quickly to try not to hold back other people's games. And I was told no one claimed the warlord yet for their warlord dying first. So I went, I'm gonna get this. I'd already made an agreement with the person that took me and that I was going against in the first round that if we went against each other, can he target down my warlord so that I could get this if nothing else? And he had agreed to it, like, yeah, whatever, what's the chances of that? So as soon as we found out we were playing against each other, I knew my goal. So I set up my Venom on the line between the two beige buildings you can see at the minute. Scouted as far as I could. I got first turn, so moved it even further into his deployment, got out my Archon, and he killed it with Overwatch from Rubik Marines. So by the time we got there, set up, and started playing, my Warlord died within, I think it was like 7 minutes of us arriving. Granted, it was on purpose, but I still found it very funny. So I also got a £5 voucher for that, which I don't think people really tried to do it other than me, but here we are. So first game, like I said, against Thousand Suns. I didn't take many pictures, so this is jumping like 2 turns every picture kind of thing. But it did end 78-100 to my opponent. But I think it was due to a lot of unlucky rolls from the Dark Lancers. But this game did teach me how valuable the stratagems are for Reaper's Wager. Just being able to say, I'm going to spend 1 command point so you can't overwatch this unit is incredibly powerful. Because I jumped up my Scourgers and he just went Overwatch. I went, okay, there's only so bad this could be, and he just wiped all 5, like, without even trying. It was a Infernal Master and 5 Rubik Marines, and I'm pretty sure the Infernal Master by himself did it. I was like, okay, good to know, we'll use this next time kind of thing. So that was really helpful. My Solitaire did really good this game. He ran and killed the Infernal Master and 5 Rubik Marines. He then ran to the next Infernal Master and 5 Rubik Marines and killed them as well. So he really got his value worth this game. I can't think of many other highlights from this game, but yeah, they are the main points that happened. While we're on the topic of people that I know and at the club, we are going to be doing another league. But this time round is 2,000 points, not 1,500. And I'm going to be playing Chaos Knights. Something that I've noticed looking through YouTube is there is not many like competitive Chaos Knight groups. Sorry, on Facebook there's not many Chaos competitive Knight groups. On YouTube there isn't many YouTubers that exclusively play Chaos Knights or do competitive videos about Chaos Knights. There is some, but there isn't many. So I may start moving into that, depending on how this league goes. But it works the same as last time. There will be 5 games, this time at 2,000 points. So every 2 weeks you will have a game, and we'll go from there. I am locked in with the army and detachment that I choose, and I chose Tritoris Lance, just because I do not have enough cultists to be able to do the new Grotmus one. Else I'd be happy to give it a go. With that out of the way, we're now on to game 2, which was against the Imperial Knights, as I said earlier. So this game I wasn't feeling overly confident going into, because obviously I've got the Dark Lancers, I've got the Haywires on the Skyweavers, which if you don't know, the Haywires are anti-vehicle 4+ and devastating wounds. And the Dark Lancers are strength 12, AP -2, damage, I believe it's, yes, D6 plus 2. So they work similar to las cannons if you're a marine player. So they were my anti-armor weapons. And then the stratagem that allows you to just give a unit lethal hits was also going to be something that I heavily relied on. In regards of highlights of game 2, I did manage to take out Carnus Rex, turn 1. So, as you see in the picture now, Carnus Rex is on the left, on center objective. I jumped out with all of my Dark Lancers shooting him, and both lots of Skyweavers with Haywire Blasters shooting him, which took him down to, I believe, 2 wounds, which I then used the troops' fusion pistols to finish him off. So that was quite cool to be able to do. And then the guy inside failed to get out because my opponent rolled a 1 to see if... Sorry, they rolled a dice to see if he could make it out of the night because it works like a transport. And he rolled a 1, so he didn't make it out and he died, which I found quite funny. What I do remember about this though is the primary mission was Scorched Earth. What I didn't realise was you can only burn 1 objective per turn, because I had set myself up so turn 5 I was going to burn 3 objectives, which turns out you can't do. So I only ended up burning 1. Granted, I ended on 45 primary. Sorry about that. I ended up on 45 out of 50 primary points, so I did only miss 5 points doing it, so it's not the end of the world. But just for future reference, if any of you do end up playing this mission, there you go. This list went relatively well into Knights. Like, it did way better than I thought it would into them. I feel like if I was going against Chaos Knight War Dog spam, it would really struggle. But this list being a mixture of all of them, so they had Carnus Rex, they had, I think it was an Errant that you can see at the bottom, and then one of the massive ones at the top. It's the equivalent of the Tyrant. I don't know what the Imperial one's called, but yeah, the big one with all of the guns. And then they had 4 armigers, sorry. You can see 3 in the middle and then 1 in the bottom right. By the end of it, he had his big knight at the top. I want to say 1 armature. I think that was it. He may have had 2 armigers. But yeah, I had cleared through them quicker than I thought I would. I did also have 1 round with Scourges, where they dealt 31 out of 32 possible wounds to one of the armigers, which was mental, but quite enjoyable to watch happen. I think that's about all the highlights from this match. It was a fun game, it was a great opponent, we were laughing pretty much the whole time, whole way through, but I think that was it for the highlights of this game. Like I said, I got the bye in round 3, which it could have been worse, I'm not going to complain about it, which left me, I will double check, but I believe I came 9th overall, but again, that is including the bye. Yes, 9th overall out of, I believe it was 31 players. So, my best tournament result, but again, with a bye, so take that as you will. From here, I am just going to talk about other stuff I've got coming up this year. So, if you want to click off now, I don't blame you, but thank you for getting it this far, and I've got some big stuff coming up this year. I'm hoping to push out much more videos from now onwards. I'm streaming a lot more often, so if you would come over to support me on Twitch, I'd really appreciate it. I'm currently 10 followers away from the next Twitch milestone. I don't really know what it gives me access to, but we will find out together when we get there. Instagram, I'm still posting on, letting people know what I'm doing, so if you want to know, there you go, and you can message me there, because I'm currently offering beginners coaching. It's it's a way to help you get into the game. There's only so much information I can give you, which is why I am not charging for it. It's completely free. Send me a message, anything you want to know about, go for it. Like I said, completely free. I am I am in no way asking you to send me money, because that is not fair for the amount of information I can give you. So yeah, there was another thing I wanted to mention, but I can't remember what it was now. I've mentioned the league. Oh, I am going to be learning Blood Bowl, as well as learning to play Kill Team. So I may make a few videos here and there, mentioning them, potentially battle reports on them, but I wouldn't keep your hopes high for that, because I want to make sure I know what I'm doing and what I'm talking about before I start to put out that sort of content. Age of Sigmar, I've also been playing quite a lot of Spearhead, which I'm really enjoying at the minute. So once I've got a bit more of an army, then maybe some Age of Sigmar content. But again, that is a game I need to learn before I will attempt to put out informative videos on it, because that's not going to be fair for me to say, oh, this thing's really good, it's broken, and then it turns out I just got some lucky dice rolls in my 2 games that I played, kind of thing. But Blood Bowl, Kill Team, potentially Age of Sigmar, you've got coming up on the channel. Yeah. As always, I appreciate you doing all of the YouTube pleasantries, being likes, comments, and subscribing. If you can pass that over to any of my other pages, again, Twitch, Instagram, that would be great. I'd be really appreciative. And I will see you next time. Really quick before I go, if you like the look of the pink drukhari in the video, they were all painted by my partner. Over on Instagram, they're known as the Pink Succubus. I will leave a link to them in the description. And also the event that I went to, and the one that I was talking about where I got the vouchers and stuff for, is a place called Willen Games. I will also leave a link to them in the description, so you can check them out if you want to. Great events, really nice people, the organiser was really nice, cannot rate them high enough. So yeah, thank you.